Hey, it's Mrs. Golding, and I am going to give you a little bit of a tutorial on this Delta Math. This is the Delta Math homework assignment 2, I believe is what I called it. And it's called Lines from 2 Points. So I just wanted to kind of give you a short reminder. You can also use this help video, but if this helps, then that's what you need. Okay, I'm going to use a piece of paper here, and I'm probably just going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to write these numbers down. Let me see if you're going to see what I'm going to see. -7, comma 0. I'm going to do it old school with pencil this time. -6, -1. Okay, so I'm going to share my document camera, hopefully. There we go. So those are the points. And again, the question said, what is an equation of the line that passes through these points? Put your answer in fully reduced form. Okay, so let's look at this. So whenever we're looking at writing an equation of a line, I want you to think of slope-intercept form. We're getting pretty great at point-slope form. So that's a great way to do this as well. But this is generally speaking in Algebra 1 in particular what they're asking you for. So we're going to have to find the slope and the y-intercept here. So first off, I noticed something. If I have a zero anytime in an ordered pair, so remember this is the x and this is the y. Do you remember the x and the y-intercepts? So the x-intercept is what you have when y equals 0. So I have right here the x-intercept, but is that actually what I need? Not to write the equation, I need the y-intercept. So I'm going to use the slope formula. Well, let's make these guys the 1s and these guys the 2s, right? And so as a reminder, we're going to subtract y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So let me start this out. If you struggle with this, I always draw my vinculum and I put subtraction, okay? And so then I do y sub 2 minus y, so -1 minus 0, and then -6, x sub 2 minus x sub 1. -6 minus a -7. Okay, so that's -1 minus 0 over -6. That becomes a plus, right? It's a face problem that looks like a face. So -6 plus 7. I'm going to simplify that again. -1 minus 0 is -1. And -6 plus 7 is 1. -1 over 1 is just -1. So the slope is -1. So y equals -1x plus b. I still don't have everything I need, right? Because I don't have my y-intercept. So I have several ways I could do this now. Now that I know the slope and I have points, I could put it in point-slope form. But for right now, for the purposes of this, we're just going to go ahead and keep it in slope-intercept form, and we're going to solve for b. So I'm going to go ahead and solve y. Oh, there's too many variables. There's like 3 variables. But I know some of those variables, don't I? Exactly. I know an x and a y and an, I think I said that backwards. I know an x and a y and an x and a y. I can use either of those and substitute them in. So I'm going to choose the one that has a 0 because that's easy, right? So y equals, 0 equals m times x, which is -7, plus b. So 0 equals -1 times -7 is 7 plus b. Let's subtract 7 from both sides. 0 minus 7 is -7 equals b. So now I have my m and I have my b. So that's enough to write an equation. Y equals -1x. Could I just make that -x? Because most of the time in math, Ones are invisible a lot of times, right? Y equals negative 1x minus 7, right? Because it's the y-intercept is negative. So I've done all my work. Y equals negative x, or the opposite of x, minus 7. So I'm going to go back here into my assignment. I'd put that there, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know if it'll let me. Let's see. Y equals negative. By the way, if you put negative 1x, it'll still count it right. Minus 7. Let's submit that. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so you'll get your check mark, la la la, and it'll go through the process that we just went through to show you an example of how to do it. I think it's kind of funny that it does that because obviously you don't need an example if you got it right. I think it gives you the example either way, doesn't it? Got it right or wrong? Hopefully. That would make more sense. Okay, so there's your little tutorial. You can use a help video right here or message me, okay? Love you guys.